So left and right adjustability, and forward and back. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So for today's video, this is something that I've been looking forward to sharing with you guys for a long time. I've got a test stand here that I built for testing and assembly and prototyping purposes for the screen mounts. So screen swivels left and right, but also pitch adjusts both forward and back. And this is something that I've been working on for the better part of a year now. And the rear here, you can see how it pivots. Ooh, put that back on there. So let me show you that here. This is the previous swiveling screen mount kit that I've been manufacturing for about a year. And here is the new, what I'm calling the Atlas mount. And you can see the difference is in the lower section. Now, this is a two-part video series. This is just the first part. I began to realize there's more information than I can introduce in one video no one would watch. So this is just a basic video. What you're going to want to do is watch the follow-up video where I'll go much more in depth into the technical details of the new Atlas mount. But for today, I just wanted to give you a brief overview. This mount I updated recently, which was to extend the dash base portion out to bring the screen closer to your hand and allow further swiveling motion. That was actually part of this mount. And initially we came up with a new mount base for the Atlas mount, but I introduced it first with our standard swiveling mount kit to give people the option of stepping the screen out closer to them. But this mount, this is something that a couple people requested this many months ago, probably a year ago when I first introduced the swiveling screen. They asked about pitch adjustment. And at that time, I told them, not possible, there's not enough room. And then I began looking at it, and this mount is actually, I believe it went through 5 prototype iterations. So I've been using one in my car. The first prototype I made right after I came out with this swiveling screen mount. So that would have been about a year back, and had been testing it in my car ever since then. And so this mount, it alleviates a couple of concerns that people have had. One is that when the screen is lowered to install the swiveling screen mount, it's also pitched back 9 degrees. This angle versus the angle that the screen mounts to, there's 9 degrees of additional pitch. And that is because the screen drops down. And so to keep your angle of view correct, that pitch is changed. But a few people had mentioned that, well, taller or shorter drivers, they'd like to be able to change the pitch angle. And so, you know, with this, you can change the pitch angle wherever you want, and it still swivels just fine. One of the difficult parts of making this wasn't so much adding the second axis of movement, although that was tough enough in and of itself, but to make different friction, not only amount of drag for the pitch angle versus the swivel, but also the behavior or the characteristic of that friction. Because when you're pitch adjusting a screen, typically you're not going to be constantly moving it, where the passenger says, I want it like this so I can look at it, and the driver says, no, basically you get in the car, you're going to find the angle that suits you best, and then you're going to use it there. The passenger's going to swivel the screen over to them to do whatever, and you're going to swivel it back. I wanted it to be able to be swiveled left and right without changing the pitch angle. You'll notice that I'm swiveling it left and right, and yet the pitch angle isn't changing, because there's a greater amount of friction to change the pitch angle than there is to swivel it left and right. And that is adjustable. There are 2 screws here at the bottom that clamp this C-shaped clamp around this mount post that the screen mounts to. So you can adjust that, and these are very fine thread screws to give you better tension resolution. Also, there's the friction material between these two components is different than the friction material for the pivot, for the swivel. So that allows the swiveling action to be very fluid, very free, and with enough drag that you can touch the screen without moving it, but easy enough that it'll swivel. While the pitch angle has more drag to it, but also has a certain dampening effect to it. Because the friction characteristics of the material is different between both pivots. That was done on purpose, and that was a really critical part of this. Now, I hesitated to shoot this video because I'm a little bit nervous that I'm going to get too many orders for these. If you've got a swiveling screen mount kit ordered, I think all of the pending orders I've emailed everybody, but there are several recent orders that haven't been emailed about an upgrade path to this mount. But if you haven't received that email yet from Shopify, you will be getting an email soon about if you want to step up to this. So this video wasn't an advertisement thing. It was just a release to explain things to you. I will tell you that this kit is $80 more than the normal swiveling kit, and that's not to upsell you guys. There's almost no additional profit in this, and they take a lot more time for me personally to set up. These swiveling screen mount kits are almost 100% just spit out by the CNC. This mount requires a lot of manual, just actual hand labor, as well as use on a manual milling machine to do certain ops that the operations that the CNC machine just really can't do. So there are a lot more parts involved in this. There's a lot more time for finishing up all of the parts, assembly. There's also some shimming, some bench testing that's done, and so I'm not trying to upsell to make more money. This is just it's another product that I make about the same amount per hour selling these as I do the standard swiveling screen mount kits. So I don't really care which anyone buys, but if you have an order placed for the standard swiveling kit and you wanted to upgrade to the Atlas mount, you can send me an email. I'll put my email in the link in the description below. But again, you should have received an email from Shopify about an upgrade path to this mount. I do not have this mount on my Shopify page yet. I will be doing that soon. It might be there by the time you watch this video, but I don't think so. So that's the scoop. All orders, both for the normal swiveling screen mount kit and the Atlas mount, all orders have been delayed pretty tremendously, and that is, and again, if you have an order that you've placed, I've been communicating with you guys about that, but that was mainly because we had to cut back on, or actually cease for a brief period of time, production of the swiveling screen mount kit to tool up, do the fixturing, and begin production of the Atlas mounts. These are in production now. I have my first batch in my workshop on the bench, and these are a couple that I built for just for process validation to get the assembly process down to the least amount of time. And so we're working on packaging yet, and the machinist is pumping these out like crazy. So over the next probably 3 weeks or so, we're going to be pushing out as many orders as we can. When I started this venture, there were 3 of us doing a little bit of part-time work at it, and there are now 7 people that are working between all the manufacturing, packaging, just the 3D printing, machining, all of that, and so assembly, parts cleanup, and that kind of thing. So it's quite the venture. This is my second business. So there's just a lot of reasons that things have been delayed. I appreciate you guys, your patience. I'll say that Tesla people are used to delays, but also I recognize that it's a problem, and so we are catching up. So I was nervous to release this video because most of the people that I've emailed asking if they want to step up to the Atlas mount have chosen to do so. And so that makes me a bit nervous that releasing this video is going to generate so many more orders that it may bog things down further. But I've sort of been, my hand has been forced in that as it is, there are two different Chinese copy mounts out there for this. Really low quality mounts that I've got them here, but they're it's becoming an issue, and a lot of people keep asking me about it. So one of the delays in releasing this has been patent and copyright research and application. So this mount will be copyright protected and utility patent protected. So that has all been, all that paperwork is in process. And so I've been meeting with the attorney about when I can release a video on it, meeting with the machinist about, you know, his production and when he's going to get more parts to me. My wife, who's in charge of other aspects of the business, she has a couple people that work with her, and just getting all of that arranged, even just acquiring materials, has been a challenge. So I appreciate your patience, I really do. And again, here's a side-by-side comparison of the standard swiveling kit and the Atlas mount. So you can see the difference. Obviously this is more bulky because of the clamping equipment that's involved with it. But the Atlas mount, it doesn't just change the pitch angle, it is also, there's a slight offset difference that it moves the screen even a tiny bit closer to your hand than even this mount does. So I will go much more into the specifics of the technical features of this mount in the next video, but for now I wanted to let you guys know what's going on. This is why delays have been mounting on shipping the standard swiveling kits, why you haven't seen me upload very many videos yet. It is this mount that has been an enormous challenge. So I appreciate you guys, I really do. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments section below. I'll do my best to get a Shopify order link up for this mount. I don't want to accept full payments up front for them just yet. I will probably put an order link that will just take a deposit for them, and but they are in production, and I'll hold this up so you guys can see it closely. So I think that's it for me for today. Keep your eye on the channel. Hopefully within the next 24 hours or so, I'll be uploading another video that goes much more in depth on the features of this mount from just a nerd technical standpoint. So thanks a lot for tuning in, guys. I am extremely excited about this. And again, leave a comment in the comment section below if you have any questions. And as always, stay charged. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.